When it comes to schools, I am not a pediatrician, but I will say that I think that it's probably reasonable. The guidance from the CDC is to really stick to those less than substantial transmission before you consider having anybody be unmasked in schools. I think you can be a little bit aggressive when you're talking about whole statewide mandates because you can be more granular by letting people make their own decisions. But when it comes to schools, that can spill over into communities and it can spill over into elderly people in hospitals pretty quickly. So it's kind of important to be a little bit more careful. Plus, kids are vulnerable and should be a little bit more protected. So I know it's difficult to understand, but I think it's going to be a combination of case rates. The hospitalizations need to be continuing to decrease. The BA2 needs to not really slow down the trajectory. We need to know that kids are not likely to spread it in schools and make schools be remote. We don't want nobody wants kids to be back in remote learning. I think that's the main goal here is no one's going to turn it. Everyone's going to look at metrics that are going to help keep kids in school. There's some state data out of Minnesota. There's also there's a whole page on the CDC's website about masking in schools and why it's important. And it shows that in communities where there are not mask mandates, that there's more cases in kids, more cases in the community, and schools are more likely to end up going remote or having to be hybrid or doing these adaptive pauses. And I don't think anybody wants that for schools. And so it's important to be a little bit more careful, in my opinion, but it's their decision.